Grace and peace. My name's Ryan, and I'm about thinking theologically about movies. I'm a pastor, and I think theologically about everything I consume, and then I talk to you about it so you can learn to think theologically about things as well if you want to. Or if you're already proficient in it, you can just join the conversation. This time, we're talking about cats. I saw Cats. You're welcome. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to see Cats. I was looking forward to it. I wanted to see it because I had never consumed it at all before in any form. I hadn't seen the play, I hadn't heard the soundtrack, I didn't know anything about the plot of it other than that people say it's really weird and it had something to do with old cats wanting to be young again. And so I was looking forward to, as a movie fan, having a way to enter into this Cats conversation, this play that I know a lot of people really love. And even if the CGI and the presentation of the story in this format wasn't going to be the best way, I was ready to experience it. Kind of like I was ready to experience Little Women for the first time when I watched that movie last month. Well, it's no surprise, it still disappointed me. I didn't like the movie very much. I had a hard time getting immersed into the world of the Cats, and I think they made a lot of decisions that I found pretty strange. And that's what I want to talk about today, which is weird because I try really hard to make sure that this channel does not become a movie review channel. I just think there are other people that do a better job than me of telling you this was a good movie, this was a bad movie, this is why, you should see it, you shouldn't. That's not something that I can do that nobody else can do. If I'm going to do anything and it's going to be worth doing, I should be talking about what a movie means, and even if it's not good, it means something. Well, Cats means something. I mean, the plot of Cats, which I had a hard time understanding it, receiving it from this movie, has theological import. It has to do with new life. It has to do with forgiveness and what is worthy and receiving redemption. But it does that all in a kind of abstract and difficult to understand way. And at the end of the day, the movie, if I'm interpreting the movie and I'm not interpreting the play or the thing that came before the play, the script, or the thing that came before the script, the T.S. Eliot poems, I'm working on this film, the gestalt, the combination of all the things coming together. What this film is going to be known for, and the impression that the people walk away with after seeing it, is, man, that didn't work. Cats, the motion picture, is a story of a translation to a visual medium gone awry. You understand what I mean by that? When we present an idea, there's translation that needs to go on. Now, when we're presenting the Bible, we absolutely have to translate. We have to translate from Greek and Hebrew into English, and then we have to understand those English terms and the culture of the people we're talking to. But there's also a sense of translation even between English to English. That's why we talk about putting things in our own words. And when you translate something from a stage to a screen, well, then you're making interpretive decisions. You're figuring out how to render ideas that had existed in a certain way and rendering them in a different way to hope to bring about the same sort of experience, to bring about the same sort of emotion that is present when it was originally intended and originally presented. And in the case of Cats, it just didn't work. I've gone back on YouTube and watched some scenes that I saw in the movie from taped recordings of plays in Cats, and they work so much better in the plays. It's like, I want to see the play now. It seems like a decent play. But in the movie, you just get lost. You don't understand the songs. The celebrities seem to be like mumbling and not singing in such a way as to get the points across, and nobody looks like Cats. I mean, in the stage play, they're acting in a catty way, and they're clearly in jumpsuits, and it's clearly fake, but you can see they're doing interesting cat-like things, and that's kind of fun. In the movie, it's Uncanny Valley. They're doing CGI things, and they look like human cat hybrids that that don't look like cats, and they don't look like people, and they don't look like people dressed as cats. So how could it have been better? Well, personally, I don't think we needed the CGI at all. I don't even think you needed costumes similar to Broadway. I think you could have had most of those characters in pretty typical costumes. McCavity's costume was pretty good. They have enough dialogue in the songs about the fact that they're cats. I think we would have caught that. But those kinds of questions are actually besides the greater point, which is how do we deal with the question of translation in our own lives? I'm dealing with that as a YouTuber. I'm learning to be a YouTuber, and I'm translating these ideas that I have inside my own head into entertaining YouTube videos, I hope. And there are questions. There are technical aspects of the questions. I got a new camera. I hope you like this new camera. Does it look better? Does the footage? I don't know. And I'm also trying to figure out, what concepts are new to you, what things I need to talk about, what things I need to spend more time on and less time on. Those are questions of translation. Whenever we interpret a text, we pay attention to the decisions that are made not only by its original artist, but by its translators. And when we read a text, we translate. And so the Bible, when it's being read and when it's being presented and when it's being preached upon, is being reinterpreted. It's being reimagined. It's being, dare I say it, changed. And when we go and attempt to read the Bible again and we read a story that we've heard a sermon on, that story is no longer the same to us as it had been before we heard that sermon. And so there is this fluidness to all of the work we do. And I think in many ways that's a good thing. In some ways that's a bad thing. But it's certainly a thing. And it's a thing we need to be aware of. So if nothing else, I want to thank the movie Cats for reminding us about that important concept. And I want to thank someone if they can keep Tom Hooper from making any more musicals, because I'm really afraid that he's going to get to something I like a lot next time, like he did when he did Les Mis. And can we learn from this mistake and not do it again?
And when in scenes of glory I sing